Alright, it's time to get the drill out and start modifying this new brew kit. So I'm going to empty it of water, as this has been my hot water for cleaning different stuff. So today we need to put a sight glass in here, running down there, Herms and a recirc, which will also be used for filling. This doesn't need anything doing to it because it already had this, which I can use for the sparge arm. Yeah, not sure about the sight glass in this. I think it's too small to be of any use to man or beast, and it's going to be a bugger to clean, so I don't know, I might take it out. If I thought about it before, I could have taken that out and put it in there, or swap those. Never mind, you know what I mean. The reason I wanted to keep this as the mash tun is because it's got that really groovy false bottom and stuff, but you know, that's irrelevant. This one, the copper, just needs a sight glass, so I'm probably going to pop a sight glass up the side here. I know on that kit and on the original kit the sight glass was on this side, but there's no reason, you know, that's just habit. It can go quite happily here. So 10mm drill bit to make a hole, pilot hole for the Q-Max cutter, then Q-Max pop them out, then put the tank fittings in. Then I'm going to put just a stainless elbow, and then, and this is the important thing, one of these isolator, so if anything goes wrong with the tube, which it could well do, because they're not really, well, they're not really designed for sort of like lots of high temp really. This one here, it fractured, so I had to drop it a little bit, so it's not very accurate, but you get used to what you use, don't you? So anyway, isolator, and then that's it. That's our jobs for today. Well, it was sunny. It's not now. A tiny bit of blue sky, no sunshine. Obviously, because I've brought this outside to start drilling it, and I have made several marks on here with a pen, which I'll have to wipe off. For the Herms coil, bottom of the Herms coil, top of the Herms coil is that mark there. I had to get really quite creative with the square to ensure that, because you know, it'd be nice if they lined up, wouldn't it? Not that easy. So I'm going to do 2mm hole, 2mm hole, gradually open the holes out, ready for the pilot for the Q-Max cutter, and then over here I'm just going to put a little one here for the sight glass. It's always nerve-wracking cutting into one of these beautiful tanks, and I think I'm just going to have to do it and hope I don't hit up. Well, it's a bit late now. If I change my mind, so this is a Q-Max cutter. Can't show you with really. It's been going off all fucking morning. I might just go down and disconnect the battery. Anyway, right, so Q-Max cutter. You've probably seen this before. You must have seen this before. Bosch some holes in it. The one here for the sight glass. There will be one other hole I need to do for the retaining eye for the sight glass. So yeah, point of no return was when I did the first hole. Boom, let's get these popped out then. So this is 21mm Q-Max cutter ales, and it's the right size for the 1/2 inch BSP skin fittings. Word to the wise, always keep this very well lubed up with grease and it will last forever. A friend of mine needed to do something similar but to fit an aerial mount, and bought a Q-Max cutter, broke it in the first 10 minutes by not putting any lube on there. He damaged the thread. So yes, and when you're drilling a hole, some of this molly slip means that your drill bits will last slightly longer, although if you do what I did, start with a 2mm bit, you're bound to break one of them. There was 2 in there, I've got 1 left. Such is life. Yeah, beautiful, nice, neat job, but afterwards there's not really necessarily much of a burr on there, but I'll run a deburring tool around it and then give it a good clean down inside and out before fitting the skin fittings. And the reason for that is bits of oil, bits of swarf, everything, get it away from the connection here so that it doesn't damage the rubber seal, and then give it a good hose out on the inside. I'm going to give it a spray out with a jet wash because I can see immediately there's a couple of little bits of swarf in there, and that's not what we want to get into our beers. So this is a deburring tool, and it's essentially it's a tungsten carbide cutting tip that you run around the inside of the hole that you've just punched, and it takes the edge off. When you're doing stainless steel, it will not last long. I don't know if you can see on there, that's been blunted quite quickly just by doing these 3 holes. So always keep some spare blades, and I just felt some rain, typically enough, so I'm going to start packing everything inside and then I'll finish assembling the bits in there. There's one more hole to drill, as I think I mentioned. While it is out here, I think I'm going to give the underneath a bit of a clean. I hadn't realised quite how gammy it was, so I'm going to give this a, in fact, I can see a gap there. Oh, it doesn't matter because this is only bolted on to the bottom anyway, but just aesthetics, dear boy, aesthetics. Right, I have given it a good clean out, but I just wanted to show you. I don't know if it's going to show up on here. These tiny little bits of swarf. It's like metal dust, and exceptionally fine. So what I've done is I've given the inside a good wipe out with acetone, which is this, which has got rid of any of the oils from the either the grease from the Q-Max or the cutting compound, the molly slip cutting compound. But I'm still really uncomfortable until I've given it a pressure wash. So that'll be next job, I think. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I can still see odd little bits in there. So give it a pressure wash, and then I'll fit the Hermes coil. Stopped for a coffee, looked at my notes, realised I've forgotten to plan for the recirculation port. So that will go here. Oh dear, oh dear. God. Oh, that's fairly easy. So going to pop the Herms in. Those who don't know, Herms, H-E-R-M-S, heat exchange recirculating mash system. Yeah, just means warming it up in the hot liquor tank if it's too cold in the mash tun. Just tested this before installing it. Just good job I did, because this compression fitting here, stainless steel compression fittings are a right bastard. So I'm going to have to tighten that up. I tightened it up before, but only using some spanners that I couldn't really get a good grip on. So I'm hoping, better be careful because this is a glass table. I'm hoping this will do the job. Let's see. Couldn't get enough grip, so in the vise, big spanner. There you go. I used to call my first girlfriend Spanner. Never mind. I fucking give up. That's tighter. No, that'd be racist if I was to say that. Right, well, it's because I blanked that end off. So it's a lot of pressure going through there. Awful lot of pressure. Now, because it's Herms, I'm not overly worried that there's going to be a whole lot of pressure either to leak out or in. If it does leak in, it's only water in a HLT. If it leaks out, it's a little bit, tiny little bit of wort from the mash tun, but it won't be under huge pressure. I might take this off, put some PTFE in, I don't know. Do you know, it's not going to be under that much pressure. I think I'm just going to suck it and see. Today has finished. So this is the HLT. Sight glass in. Herms in. Recirc fill in. And it's not dripping from here. It was. So I'm kind of thinking also that because this is pretty much full, there's enough pressure in there that if that joint was leaking, when I put pressure on, it leaked out, but there's pressure now, so it should leak in, it should be dripping out of there. Make sense? Don't care. Right, so finished. HLT finished. This, we have a full copper. And I thought it was a little bit weepy drippy, but it's not. So good. So yeah, copper finished. Now I have a dilemma, and it would be helpful if you would put your thoughts in the comments below. So this is the 1 barrel. Well, it's not, it's 150 litre. You probably get 140 or so litre in there. My thoughts are, oh dear, excuse me, right. From the back of the heat exchanger down there, I've been and bought some, I don't know what the rest of it is, this stupidly expensive brewery hose. Well, this is not quite as expensive. This is up to 80 degrees. So it'll be fine out of the heat exchanger. I'll usually drop the temperature in the copper down to 80 to do a hop stand. So then by the time the hop stand's finished, it will be below 80. So I can take it from the copper into the heat exchanger, out of the heat exchanger. There's a big roll of it somewhere. Where have I put it? 10 metres of it. Anyway, no doubt it will turn up. Now here's my thinking on this, which is I don't know. your opinions, please. At the moment, I've got the bright tanks up here. I'm wondering, really, whether I should put the fermenters up here. We've strengthened all this, so this should easily take 300 kilo, easily, because we strengthened it at the back. Ooh, and braced it, etc. So there should be free of me being able to stand on there. I'm thinking, and the reason will become clear, put the fermenters up here and put these on a trolley down here. That's so that out of the heat exchanger, pump it straight into the fermenters. I will easily be able to then dump the tube and the yeast, get a sample from the sample port. But now here's the thing. From the fermenter into the bright tank, I don't want to, as an example, if the fermenter was down here, it means pump on the floor, pumping the fermented beer up into the bright tank runs the risk of oxygenation, cavitation within the pump. Whereas if I've got the fermenters up here, I can very easily, I won't need to use a pump, I can very easily come out of the takeoff from the fermenter just straight into a tri-clamp fitting in the top of here. So no oxygenation, reduced oxygenation. How does that sound? Fuck off. So that's my thought process. I think they take up about the same footprint. And I know this doesn't look massively strong, but actually it is. So yeah, let me know. Anyway, so that's probably about it for now. I think within the next day or so, I'm going to try a brew on the big boys kit. I haven't done my little relay thing down here. Well, you know, with the sort of relay, but with the solid state relay. And I don't need it at the moment. It's desirable, but I don't need it. So there we go. Oh, by the way, pizza peel. That's for another video coming soon. So yes, thoughts please on whether I should put the bright tanks on the floor or on a trolley and the fermenters up on that shelf, which is what I'm pretty tempted to do. That's it. I know. Quick whole video. Beautiful day outside. I'll leave you with evening over Sheffield Canal. Ooh. And I think I ought to get some of those beers on the website. Or I'll end up just drinking them all myself. So look, how beautiful is that? A summer evening, because it's the second today. A summer evening over at Sheffield Canal. Whatever you're doing, you do it safely. Take care of yourself and those you care about. Cheers.
And in other news, a rare passing of the sun is to be visible over the country today. Astronomers have confirmed. Stargazers from across the country have gathered to watch one of the rarest astronomical spectacles Ireland has ever seen. Astronomy Ireland said during today's transit the object will take the form of a circular yellow ball of fire, slowly panning from east to west through what appears to be a blue background, commonly known as the Sky. However, not everyone has been informed of the event. Already, Gardaí have reported 4 individual cases of human sacrifices to the celestial body in the west of the country. Look, in fairness to them now, they didn't know what it was. Probably thought it was a hole in the sky or God knows what, and just panicked then and started sacrificing virgins. You know yourself. Look, all we can do is tell everyone to remain vigilant and just reassure everyone it won't be around for long, lads. It won't be around for long. I'm telling you that now for a fact.